Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today we are going to be doing an oil change on my 2022 Nissan Frontier crew cab pickup truck. It has a 3.8 V6 engine and it's going to take 0-20 oil, which I'll show you towards the end. But let's get into the undercarriage where everything is at. Your oil filter is actually under this compartment right here in the front, underneath the front skid plate. And then to drain your oil, you have a bolt right here which drains it, and obviously make sure you have an oil pan, and it is a 14mm socket to get this loose. So we'll just unscrew that by hand. And it holds 5.3 quarts of oil, so we'll let that drain out. And if you haven't seen underneath this, we can take a quick tour underneath. So obviously it's winter up here in the Northeast, so I got all sorts of salt underneath it, but I did undercoat it, so it doesn't look as rusted as it normally would. But so you have your transmission here, then you have your exhaust that comes through. And then this is your rear differential. And while we're going through, we are looking for any leaks, even though this only has about 3,000 miles on it. And what I'm going to do is I'll spot check the undercoating underneath as I go through. So I'll just redo a couple spots that need some better undercoating. And while this is almost done coming out, and after we're done doing this, we're actually going to do a tire rotation. We're going to do front to back instead of crisscross, just because of the way the tires are set up on this. And I wanted to change the oil around 3,000 miles for its first change. We're at about 3,200, so not crazy off what the schedule should be. But I always like, when I change my oil, I always try to put my hand behind it so I can kind of see if there's any like metallic shavings or anything else. And the oil looks pretty clean. And then you want to let it drip out as much as you can. So we'll be right back. Alright, so that's about it. So we put the drain plug back in. There we go. You want to tighten it down. You don't want to torque it out, so alright, just torque it to spec, and that's good. Now we're going to get the oil filter, which is located up here. And this is a 10mm bolt to get in there. Alright, and we'll loosen this up a little bit. So we can just swing that little panel over. Now if you want to take a peek up here, that's the oil filter inside there. So that's a stock one. Got some ice falling off the truck. Alright, let me get in there with a oil wrench. Make sure we get this in place. The oil pan right here. See where the oil's dripping out. sneak it over here on the side. So it is a little bit of a messy job. Just tap this off the end. Alright. So let's get the new filter. And I'll put the oil filter model. I usually like using Fram oil filters. Okay, let's sneak this back through here on the side. I'll just line it up. Get that going. You want to make it a little bit more than hand tight. And I always like just putting another quarter turn down with a wrench. Like I said, it doesn't have to be He-Man tight, but and we'll just do it about a quarter turn. Okay, that's good to go. And we will put this back together. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Alright, we're going to lower it down so we can rotate the tires. Bring it right up there. We'll have the tire down, we're going to inspect the brakes, make sure everything looks good. Okay, go down here. Alright, get this tire down. Put that one there. Again, we'll look at the rear brakes, make sure everything looks good on there. That all looks good. Let's go to the front wheel. And we'll just start the threads on each lug. Go back and tighten it back. Difference. All right, let's go to the front. Side. Get that up for the front. Alright, always remember to tighten in alternating patterns. Let's do this front one. Let's tighten them down. Increase the torque. Alright, next we're gonna fill the air up in the tires. Alright, these tires have a max of 44 pounds. Alright, these tires have a max of 44 pounds. I usually put them to about 42. So we're about 42 and a half on that one. So we'll go down to the next one. So this one was a little bit below 42, so we'll put that one at 42 and a half as well. All right, got 42 and a half on that. Alright, so 42 and a half there. I love this Astro AI air gauge, it's awesome. Alright, next we're going to lower it all the way down. Always make sure you torque your wheels at the end. And if you're not sure where the hood latch is, it's right here to open the hood up all the way. And your oil fill is here, and it takes 0.20 oil. That's your cap. And a little funnel. Valvoline full synthetic oil. And port's slow to start. And I love this new easy pour. Try not to overfill it. Or go faster than it's going to go down. Alright. Alright, it needs 0.3, so we're going to add about 1/3 of a quart. Now we're going to check it on the dipstick. Make sure that we're full. Clean it off first. And so we're at that dot, so we are full. Nice clean fresh oil. So we'll take the funnel out. That's supposed to help us keep not from spilling. Put the oil cap back on. Clean a little drippage that we had going on here. Okay. Put our dipstick back in. And we're good to go. A couple things you want to check underneath the hood is obviously your brake fluid level. Make sure it's where it's supposed to be. Your coolant level. I got a flashlight on there so you can tell it's right where it's supposed to be. And then you have your power steering level, which is right at the cold level. See if you can see that. Always check your battery terminals to make sure there's no corrosion or anything going on there. And then check for any leaks anywhere else, cracks, anything out of the ordinary, and everything looks good. So next we're going to torque the wheels. But other than that, that is your quick and easy oil change and tire rotation on your 2022 Nissan Frontier Crew Cab. Anyway, this was the 3.8 V6 engine, and 0-20 oil is what it takes. And other than that, Brian from Garage Mahal, be safe out there.